So I will cover a lot of events happened in the last year. I start from the Nobel Prize, which happened in last October. So coming to this year, in January, there is a very big event. A company from China called DeepSeek announced the R1 model. R1 is a reasoning model, and that rivals the best ChatGPT model, which is O1. And in a few days, in a couple of weeks, it become the most downloaded app on the iOS App Store. That is a very big achievement. And also, this became like, this also demonstrated that AI innovation is not only happening in the Silicon Valley in the United States. China become a bigger player in the field. So that's the meaning of this event. Since then, DeepSeek and Qianwen, and other models from China become the leader in the open source field. And in February, OpenAI made the deep research widely available. It was first previewed in last year, but in February it becomes available to everyone. And it allows people to do research on various topics, and it is a very good tool. In March, a company from China called Manus, they announced an AI agent. It garnered a lot of interest, and they was globally applauded. So this is the first general AI agent that bridges mind and action, turning thoughts into executable tasks. So people may ask why, what is the this difference in this tool? So the difference is this is a general AI agent. Previously, you can use ChatGPT to do things, and pretty much you ask a question, you get answers, and sometimes you ask it to create some code, and that is pretty much most of the things you can do at that time. With the Manus AI agent, I'm going to give a demo, and you can see exactly what it does. So we are going to do I'm going to show two quick demos. First, for the deep research, I have a previous conversation I had with ChatGPT. I just want to show you how it works. So for the deep research, you ask a question, and a hard question, and usually like the model will like ask some questions to clarify what you really want, and with your answer, it will then start to work on it, and it will take quite some time. Like in this case, it's 6 minutes, and with going through many sources and they search for information, and then at the end, it come back with a very good research report for my question. So my question is to suggest 3 B2B startup ideas that utilize AI technology. So as you can see, it's not an easy question, and it did give me 3 ideas. One is this AI-powered clinical documentation assistant. Second one is intelligent claims processing and fraud detection platform. Third one is AI-driven drug discovery collaboration platform. All are very good ideas. So this is what deep research can do. So it's pretty powerful. Now let me show you a Manus task I gave to Manus. So this one is different. I uploaded a 24 megabytes file and asked Manus to process and analysis this data set and create slides for presentation. So Manus, after that, Manus didn't not even ask you any questions because this looks like a very straightforward task. So it jumped to work. So you can see here, it read this file. It runs some commands using Python to actually run some Python code to analyze. And then it do a comprehensive data analysis and running more commands, etc., etc. And at the end, it created a slides. This slide can be opened just from here. As you can see, it's not the most beautiful slides ever created, but I think it's decent. If you are, it's not like a very high-end presentation you are doing, this is probably good enough. So it has an introduction, it has some diagrams, more diagrams, and it has a conclusion and recommendations. So it's a full presentation, nicely presented. So this is Manus. So up till today, Manus is still very good among the general AI agents. So if you have not checked it out, I recommend you to give it a try. So in April, Meta released a Llama 4. So Llama 4 is the next generation of open source models. In last year, Llama 3 is sort of the de facto standard in open source models. And this year, after DeepSeek announced released the R1 and the V3 models, Meta is under a lot of pressure to release the next generation because they are surpassed by DeepSeek R1. So they have to release something to compete. And so in April, like almost 2 months later, they announced this one. On the paper, they showed very good numbers, but when people put it in use, it's a disappointment. So I show this, I just want to tell you, in this AI era, people are not like attached to one tool or one company. So whenever new models come out, new tools come out, a lot of people will go evaluate it. And if it's better, people will switch easily. So as I can see from the news, after the DeepSeek is out and when Llama 4 is not working as well, a lot of people have switched to use the other open source models, and the Llama has fallen out of favor. So that is Llama 4. So in April 19, in Beijing, there is a robot marathon. This is the first that robots, like humanoids robot, compete in a half marathon event. And I can show you some video here.
More than 20 robotic runners raced against thousands of human contestants in what's believed to have been the world.
So this is the ending moment. So this humanoid robot ran 20 kilometers, which is a half marathon, in 2 hours and 40 minutes, which I think is very impressive. And it's still like remote controlled by human. I think just to keep them in lane and not lose direction. But at the end, the robot still have to control its arm and its body and its leg to run for 20 kilometers. So it's still a great achievement. So I just want to show you that. In May, Google released the new generation of text to video generation model, and which is Veo 3. I believe at that time it is the best in the category. I'm not going to talk too much about it because we don't have enough time. Also in May, Anthropic released a new talk called Claude Code. So also they first released as preview, and in May it becomes generally available. And this tool, after it came out, in a short period of time, people are really impressed by its coding capabilities, and it became the new de facto standard. So we are going to do a demo at the end. So we'll just go to next slides. In August, there are several events. First, OpenAI released the GPT-5 model. So this is a much anticipated announcement because after they announced the 040 in the last year and also 01 and 03, people have been waiting for GPT-5 because like they have been have been talking about this for a long time, and like it looks like GPT-5 will be the moment of AGI, like artificial general intelligence. So GPT-5 is definitely a big improvement. Like it's a very good model, but also people like did not notice a drastic improvement over the 40 and the 03. So it's a little bit of a disappointment. One thing I like about GPT-5 is so it has like first it has 3 different models like Pro, Thinking, and Fast. The regular Plus users can access the Fast model and the Think model. Pro model is only available to the Pro plan users, so we cannot access it. But as a Plus plan user, I can like use those two. And when I post a question to it, GPT-5 will be able to choose which model to use based on whether that problem is hard or not. So that takes a little bit of selection hardness, like the difficulty of selection of models from like the user's hand, and it's actually very good. So I like that very much. So I'm going to talk a little more about the improvement in next slide. So let's also talk about the other events. So in August, Google announced the Nano Banana, which is the latest image generation and image editing model. This one is very good. What is good is its image editing capability. I'm going to quickly demo as well. And in late August, there is another event happening in Beijing, so which is World Humanoid Robot Games. So in this one, it's not just a running, like not just a marathon game. There are multiple different games. So I'm going to show you a quick, show you a video about humanoids play soccer. So I'm not going to show the whole full video, but like as you can see, it's pretty impressive. One thing I want to mention is all these robots are not remotely controlled. So they are like turning, they are moving, they are kicking all by themselves, and they are able to like make several goals in each game. So that is really, I believe it's a big improvement over the uh, the earlier capabilities demonstrated in that half marathon. So for ChatGPT, I want to just quickly show you the capabilities between the old models and the new models. The old models are 4.0 and 01. The new model is GPT-5, the fast thinking mode and the pro model. And as you can see, we show 6 different capabilities: text generation, image generation, code generation, research, reasoning, and autonomy. So these are just like the 6 more important capabilities. There are other capabilities that can potentially be compared as well. So yeah, in last year, text generation is already very good. Code generation is okay, not so good. Image generation is also okay, but autonomy is not good. So you cannot really ask it to do several things step by step. So this year, like all of these have improved, especially the autonomy has improved greatly, and reasoning as well, and research. Yeah. So this just show you, even though you probably like did not notice, but all the models have improved a lot in 1 year. So I'm going to show you a Google Nano Banana demo. I did it before this presentation. So because otherwise it will take some time. So I gave it this prompt to generate a sort of a 3D scene, pretty much a cozy cottage in a snowy landscape, and yeah, etc. And it generated this. Now what we are going to demo is we can edit this image pretty much where it will only change what you asked for, and it will not change anything else. So first I will say like change the vibe to cold, because this looks like a warm vibe, right? So I want to change it. I did change it to this, change it to this bluish, and I don't like it, so I say it should be grayish. And it say, oh, I will try it, but it did not change anything. So I noticed that it still is not perfect. Sometimes it will say it did something, but it does not. So I insisted, and then finally it changed to a grayish, cold vibe. And all the details, all the shapes, all the objects have not changed. That's very good. And I add an elf to be skiing on this ice heading toward home. So like it added this object here, an elf, and skiing on a wood ski. So then I changed my mind. I think like I meant ice skating. So I told it to change. So now it's ice skating. Everything else stayed the same, and it's still an elf. And at the end, I asked it to make this part of a much larger picture. So as you can see, this part is the original picture, and it created a much bigger scene, and they squeezed that original one to here, and so it still looks like a overall a good picture, like it's consistent, and this has not changed, and it even added this skating trace as well. So this is just to show you that if you want to do image editing, previously you cannot trust these models, and it looks like now with Google Nano Banana, you can like trust it to do what you want. Okay, so one thing I want to ask is, do you know what is the year 2025 called? You may think it's the year of a snake, right? It's the year of snake. Now let me tell you, it's not. So 2025 is the year of AI agents, if you have not heard of it. So we are going to talk about the AI agents, but like we are also going to talk about the MCP, and we are going to like just tell you like here are the list of the AI agents. The reason we have to talk about the MCP is because when you build AI agents, you have to know what is MCP, and you have to use MCP tools. So that's why. So what is MCP? So MCP is a model connects the protocol. It's an open source standard for connecting AI models and agents to external software, tools, and data sources. So it's a standard, a protocol between AI models and agents. Between AI model, between AI agents to external software and tools and data sources. A lot of people call MCP the USB of AI. So it's pretty much like in next slide, I'm going to show you a diagram and you will know exactly what that means. And also MCP, it follows a client server architecture. An AI agent creates a MCP client that connects to a MCP server. That MCP server will integrate with other software tools or data sources. So that is MCP. Let's just look at this diagram. So in the middle, it's this MCP, this protocol. And on the left side, there are the AI agents and the tools. For example, the Claude desktop, Claude code, the IDEs, for example, Cursor, and other applications. I have not heard of these two. And then like this, we'll use the MCP client and to talk to the MCP server here that for each MCP server will be connecting to a database, like for example, Postgres, or like talk to like your Google Drive. And also like you can talk to MCP server that will connect to your development tools and also Slack and productivity tools. So what is the MCP server? MCP server is supposed to be something here, something here, something here. The Postgres or the Git, they are not the MCP server. You have to implement something based on this protocol. So that is MCP. I'm going to show a quick demo. So we're not going to do a very complex demo, but I'm going to show a quick demo. So in here, let's see. So first, let me show you where the tools are configured. So here we have three MCP tools configured. One is control Chrome. You may not know if you have this tool, you can control your Chrome browser, and you can access your file system. And like you can even control your computer. So this desktop commander, I have not tried it myself, so I'm not sure how reliable it is. So today I'm going to just show you how to use the file system from the chat. So I asked it to list files in temp directory. So the large language model, no, it cannot list, it does not know the files in temp directory. It has to use a tool. So it will try to use the MCP tool to access that. So this is this just tell you that it's using a tool. And after it used that tool, it got the list of files in the TMP directory. And so it will like respond. Now I will ask it to like create. So it can also create files. It just not just access like view files. It can also create files. So it created this TMP index.html. We can open here. Yeah, this is created today. So this is MCP demo. So you can install additional MCP tools. Like you can like there are probably 1,000 tools available. You can find online and you can try to use them. But just be careful. Like only use those tools that you trust. And also AI agents. So what are AI agents? You probably have seen different definition. So let me give you my definition, and like you can take whichever you like. So an AI agent is a system powered by artificial intelligence that can perceive its environment, reason about it, and take actions to achieve goals, often autonomously or semi-autonomously. So pretty much it's a smart system that will be able to uh, interact with the environment. I also put the critical capabilities an agent must have. So it must be able to perceive the environment um, and must be able to reason. And I also put a plan because in order to action, you need to plan first. You need to plan the step, a list of actions to take. And then also you need to memorize. You need to memorize the information you got from the environment. You need to memorize the information from the past actions. So yeah, those are the 5 critical capabilities an AI agent must have. And perceive and action use tools like search, code, MCP, etc. So those are the 2 capabilities that will allow you to interact with the environment. And so which are the AI agents? Manus is one, OpenAI Operator is one, Claude Code is one, and there are 1,000, or maybe there are already tens of thousands of AI agents out there. They all do different things. I have a diagram here. So this circle, you can consider what's inside the circle is the agent's body, and the outside is the environment. So this is environment. This agent live in the environment and is able to perceive the environment and is able to action, change the environment, use tools, and it has a brain which can reason, plan, and action, and it has memory. When it is like these things, they can put in the memory, like so. Pretty much, this is the internal of the AI agent. Okay, so we are going to demo using the Claude Code. But before that, I want to talk a little more about prompt engineering and context engineering, because these are also related to AI agents. So if you want to build AI agents, you need to know context engineering. And prompt engineering is a hot word in last year and maybe in early this year too. But now, not many people are talking about prompt engineering, and many people are talking about context engineering. So I just want to remind you what is prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is the practice of crafting specific instructions to guide AI models toward desired outputs, focuses on the structure, wording, and formatting of individual prompts. And what is context engineering? So context engineering is a broad approach that considers the entire interaction environment, including conversation history, external knowledge, for example, RAG, and system capabilities like memory, tools, MCP, etc. Okay, so I have a diagram here which shows what is context engineering. And on the top left, which this is the user, this is the computer. The user will, in the computer's chat box, will enter the prompt, and they put the question, the task, the goal in the chat box. And prompt engineering is just how you improve that content you enter in that chat box. And the context engineering is this whole thing here. So it's much bigger than the prompt engineering. So when we are talking about the context engineering, we usually talk about an agentic system, AI agents. So that AI agents, how do you build an AI agents? You have to use context engineering. So in the core, you will be manage the process, update the prompt, send it to a large language model, call tools. So this is the kind of the core of the program. So this program will first receive the prompt, right? And with that prompt, it will probably query the RAG system with some related content saved to here. And also it will probably see, and then like it will send those information to the large language model. So when it send it, it does not just send this prompt, it will send the prompt, system prompt, and it's the content you queried from the RAG, and you send it to the large language model. And the large language model will look at it and see, oh, I need to actually query some dynamic data. So it will come back, and when it come back, it will tell this to probably use the MCP, to talk to like probably file system or Postgres database. And then this MCP will return that information. And like with that information, you then give back to large language model again. And then large language model will generate the response that is sent to the user. So context engineering is this whole thing, like you are going to work on. So next, we are going to spend some time demo in Cloud Code. So first, what is Cloud Code? So Cloud Code is a tool created by Anthropic. And if you have not heard of Anthropic, it's an AI company founded in 2021. It's a direct competitor of OpenAI and Google. And they're funded by some former OpenAI researchers focusing on developing reliable, interpretable, and safe AI systems. And what is Cloud Code? Cloud Code is an agentic coding tool that lives in your terminal, understands your code base, and helps you code faster by executing routine tasks. It's pretty much a coding tool. Usually, in the past, you have those coding tools working inside the IDE or working as the IDE. So you have Cursor, which is the IDE, and you have GitHub Copilot, which is a plugin working inside the Visual Studio Code, etc. So now this Cloud Code is a tool that lives in your terminal. So if you are familiar with writing code like using terminal, you will be able to use this. Installation is easy and run it is easy. So what makes it stand out? Because when it comes out, after a lot of people tried it, people find it's very good, and they surpass the best tools released earlier. So I think there are probably two reasons. One is the Claude Sonnet and Claude Ops models. At that time, they are the most capable models, coding models. So like Cloud Code use those models, and that's why they are very good. But like other tools, like they can also use Sonnet and Ops and they are still not as good. So I believe the reason is the engineering of the Claude Code. They have their own spatial, I believe they have a spatial workflow and a spatial way of, the context engineering is better. That's what I would say. But now, of course, after several months, there are codecs from OpenAI, which is, I think, pretty much as good as Cloud Code and probably surpassed in some areas. I would not say one is better than the other, like Cloud Code and the OpenAI codecs. They are all good. But today we are only going to demo Cloud Code. So in order to use Cloud Code, so first, our goal today is to create an application with a web front end and a back end from scratch. The prerequisites for this is first you need to have Cloud Code already installed. You need to either use API key or use your subscription. Subscription, you can use either the Pro plan, which is $20 a month, or like Max plan, which is either $100 or $200 a month. I'm going to use of my Pro plan today. And also to build an application, you need to have the requirements. You should not have just like one line requirement. You should have a full requirement documents, which I have created for today's task using with the help of ChatGPT. So I have those three. And how do you work in this Cloud Code? So here's what I do. So like usually you just create that project directory and start a Cloud Code, and you need to log in. You either use your API key or you log into your Pro plan. And then I tell Cloud Code to just read the requirements and start coding. There is not much else. After that, it will start to create directories, create files, and also read files. It will ask for permission because uh, these AI agents, they are pretty powerful, but you want to be careful. Like you don't want it to run commands that is dangerous. Like you don't want it to do things that you don't want it to do, right? So at the beginning, you want it to ask permissions for like almost everything, and when you feel more comfortable, then you start to relax a little bit. You let it be do more things without asking for permission. And then after you do that, then the application is done. You test it. You have to test it. You cannot skip because this is what you will be using and your user will be using. So you have to test it because you cannot just trust it to do everything as expected. You test and then you work with Cloud Code to fix those issues. So there can be like bugs, there can be features not matching the requirement, or features not covered by the requirements. So all of these you have to test and then work with Cloud to fix them. Just before we go to the demo, I just want to mention Cloud Code can work as a general agent like Manus with the help of MCP tools. We already saw Manus is able to do a million things, right? It pretty much do everything on a computer. With the help of MCP tools, Cloud Code can do similar things. So I'm going to run demo using Cloud Code. So first, I'm in this demo directory. I have this one markdown file, which is called Ringo Product Technical Requirements. So let me create a directory. Let me just do it in this directory. And we are going to run Claude. I already have Claude installed. I'm going to show you how to log in. So let's do that. Okay, so I logged out. First, it asked me to choose the mode theme. Okay, I did that. Now, next thing is it will ask you to log in. There are two ways. One is log in with subscription. The second is login using an API key. So I'm going to use my Pro plan, and it will pop up this, and I will it will try to use my Pro plan that is already logged in my browser. So I just needed to click authorize. Okay, that's it. Login successful, and okay. So now we can get started. So I will just so I can, this 8 will allow me to select files. I will select this file. Please read this and implement the app. As simple as that. One thing you may notice is these strange words Claude is spitting. So don't worry about them. I think it's just the cute way of the Anthropic developers trying to be cute, trying to be cool. So don't worry about that. It's not a bug. So you can see what it's doing. It runs a bash command to list the files in current directory. It created directories. Oh, I don't know why it did not ask for permission, huh? But now it's asking permission here. Make these directories, and you can say yes, or you can say yes and don't ask again for make dir commands. So pretty much like next time when you say yes and I don't ask again for this, next time it will not, when you try to make a directory, it will not ask for permission again. And I will just do that. And now it try to create a file in this directory. So I will just allow them to edit files in this session. So it created several files implementing core game engine. While it's working on it, let me show you this requirement. So it's a pretty big pretty complex application. Purpose: provide a complete handoff spec for a coding agent team to implement a production-ready Ring-Go application with a web front-end and a back-end API. The game rules here are authoritative for the implementation. Scope: must have single-page web app SPA. Let a human play this game versus a computer or versus another human locally. Board size, rule, etc. Nice to have. Backend REST plus WebSocket for stateless AI compute. Deterministic core game library shared between front-end and backend. Nice to have and non-goals. Game rules. High-level architecture. It like this requirement, technical requirement define the architecture. You need to have the package engine of web and API. The engine is shared between the web and API, and front-end requirements, back-end requirements, data model. Yeah, so it's a end-to-end implementation of a game. So it's doing the hard work right now. it will probably take a little bit of time. In the meantime, I will see whether we have some questions. So like someone has some questions, I think we'll cover at the end. If anyone has questions related to Cloud Code, I can answer right now. I hope it will not take too much time because it's keep working on it. So I think it might finish in probably several minutes. So I think we have time to wait. Yeah, so someone is asking, did you use AI tool to write the requirements? Yes. I used the ChatGPT. So I have this idea of this game. So I talked to the ChatGPT back and forth to finalize the rules, and then I asked it to come up with a design. And then that design, I save it into a markdown file. And then that is the file we saw here. So this is the markdown file I got from ChatGPT. I did not change anything inside. So I'm showing you like each step. I did not like. There is a dangerous mode in Cloud Code that it will not ask for permission. I did not show that because if you are a beginner, you better start with let it ask for permission, and you should only use dangerous mode after you probably have used the Cloud Code to develop something and feel comfortable. So as you can see, it has even created a unit test, and then it run that unit test, and when it run, it found several errors in the unit test, and then it tried to fix them automatically. Like all this, like I don't have to tell them, I don't have to run the unit test, and so it just does all the right things. So someone is asking whether Cloud Code always generates the same code. I would say not really. It every time it will be slightly different. So, but like as long as you test and the application does what you ask it to do, I think you can trust the code. So that's why like you have to test. I've tried this two times. This is the third time I tried. I mean, we can later look at the previous generation. The previous one I did not finish, so we will probably not see the same code. But I tried this same task several times already. It's still doing the test, doing the engine. So we may not be able to get it to finish the whole application because it still needed to develop the backend, develop the front end. But we'll spend just a couple more minutes to see how far it can go. So now it's working on the backend API structure. Let's see how far it has worked. So package engine, this is the code that will be shared between the front end and back end. Seems it has finished that. Now it moved to back end. Web has not started. Now it's working on the back end APIs. Working on schema and database setup. So while it works on it, let's move on to some content. So on September 30th, OpenAI released the Sora 2. Sora 2 is the a new generation of video generation model. OpenAI published an app to allow anyone to create and post AI-generated videos aimed to compete with TikTok and YouTube. So it became the most downloaded app in iPhone App Store in a short amount of time. So it's a very successful launch. I have a demo here I can show you. So this demo is just to depict this scene. This is the Tangsi from China from 1200 years ago. The poem, I'm not going to explain it. We have the scene described here. I used the ChatGPT again to come up with this from this poem because I will not be able to write this myself. I'm not a photographer or like a director, so I cannot do this myself. I created with help of ChatGPT. And now we have the Sora page here. So this is I put a scene here and it's create. Let me see. So it's not very long. I think probably 10, 15 seconds. I forgot what it is. But it did have several different scenes and they are very natural. And I think it pretty much, it's very close to what I was looking for. So Sora is pretty good. If you guys don't have an invitation, you guys can probably post in the chat and someone can probably share that with you. So someone is asking, how long did it take to generate the video in Sora 2? It's pretty fast. After put this in, I think it's a few minutes. So this is still going. So this is Sora. So this is the last slide before we, yeah, someone cannot hear. I don't know, did anyone else hear the audio? Let me try again. You should be able to hear. The maximum number of minutes, actually, I cannot answer because, okay, interesting. Okay, someone else can probably answer that question. What is the maximum number of minutes? Because I spend a lot of time in Sora, so I'm not sure. So as we wrap up this journey through AI's remarkable year, so let's consider what we have learned and what lies ahead. So the key takeaway is AI has achieved scientific recognition at the highest level with Nobel Prizes in both physics and chemistry. And 2025 is the year of AI agents, and they did not disappoint. And now the folks shifted from prompt engineering to context engineering. I'm sure you all agree with me. Prompt engineering is not that important compared to context engineering now. Also, all the models have improved a lot in last year. And also robotics and physical AI are progressing rapidly. So this year, they are already be able to play soccer. So next August, I don't know what it will be able to do. So I just don't want to restrict your imagination. And looking forward, so increase the integration of AI agents into everyday workflow and decision making, we can be sure. And also language and vision and robotics capabilities, they will probably convergence. So those humanoids next year, they may be able to like hear and talk, and they probably you can just tell it what to do, and it will be able to do it in next year. I think that's a possibility. I remember like in the last December, the Tesla had some demonstration, some event that they demonstrated they humanoids robots are able to walk in the crowd and be able to talk to people and even I think get things for people. But that is also controlled remotely, and what they talk is controlled remotely as well. So I don't know, like hopefully in next year or two, they will be totally autonomous. So AI will continue to evolve quickly, and yeah, so that's the future. Let me go back to this one. It's still going. We may not be able to wait till it finish. It's still working on API, and now it's working on the web part. Did not like stop in the middle, and it finished everything. So before I run this application, let me just so yeah, let me first run this application, and we'll come back to the use program question later. So we have it here. So please start back and front end and tell me how to access. So I'm just too lazy to figure out how to start the application. So I will just ask it to start it, and then, so it is able to start the application here. Okay. And let's see. So it uses Docker Compose, which is a great way to put everything containerized so that it does not require you to install a lot of things on your computer. Okay, let's see. Still working on it. So that is the API endpoint. API is in this port. It has not started the front end. Okay, this is the front end. Let's see. Okay, so we have this front end ready, and let me see if I can see. I play here, and the computer played here. I played here. The computer know how to kill this one and killed it. Now let me try this one. And I played here, he played here. Let me do this. See, I play here and it knows to capture it. Now I want to do this. It captured these two, but I'm able to come back. Now it does not know how to do it. I think it is stuck, or I don't know, like it should play next. But pretty much, as you can see, this is something that work end to end, right? You have the front end, you have the back end, which is an API. So it developed this whole thing for you. And it worked. I did not even test it, test anything, and I was able to use the application. Of course, when I really test this, I will find some issues I want to fix. But yeah, I think this is a very successful demo of Cloud Code. And also two events, RTAI, we are hosting. The first one is the RTAI Youth Program event. So there we'll do two free youth program in this year. One is November 12th, Wednesday, 6:30 to 8:30. The other one is December 10th, also Wednesday, 6:30 to 8:30. And the address is in Apex Community Center in Summit Room. So if so Apex, hopefully it's not too far from you. Our agenda is after check-in, we'll do a quick introduction to our youth program to tell you what it is and what to expect. And we'll give an AI introduction for teenagers, for the middle school students and high school students, and we'll take questions at the end. So that's the first event. And this next event is December 6th, Saturday. This is a 4-day event from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. In NC State University. We have a website here. Let me open that website. Okay, so someone is asking about the youth program. Later, yeah, we'll talk about it. So first, let me just cover this Triangle AI Challenge, this hackathon event, December 6th, Saturday in NC State. So we will have 5 tracks, mobile apps, web apps, automated trading agents, and we have a youth track for middle school and high school students, and we have an open track for everything else. This youth track is free for youth, but they have to be accompanied by registered adults. And before the hackathon, we will provide a training for the automated trading agents. So in this training, we are going, it will be 4-hour training on November 22nd, Saturday, from 1 to 5. So it's a 4-hour training, cost $300. It will be happening in NC State and also on Zoom for remote participants. So what you'll learn technical analysis for stock, crypto markets, and Python trading strategies with algorithm editor and Python script. I'm not sure whether Paul is here. If Paul is here, he can talk more about it. We are going to talk about the fine-tuning strategies to maximize returns, cross-platform personal auto trading system setup, etc. So we will share some trading scripts and strategies in the class, and also those who participate in this training will participate in the hackathon for free. So that tuition will cover the hackathon. So if you have questions, you can always come back to this website and also to reach out to us. So great, it finished, right? It did not